Hi, I'm back again. So, now, as I say, September for DC is Zero Issues month, and pretty much now sort of come to the end of Zero Issues month. So, with that in mind, I've only got 3 Zero issues to talk about here, and then there's a special mention for another comic book which is going to be talked about just afterwards. So, what have we got today? We are talking about Aquaman Zero, Superman Zero, and The Flash Zero. So of course, in alphabetical order, we'll kick off with Aquaman, and I have to say, right now, I can tell you right now, people, this is probably one of the most delicately written comic books that I've ever read. Okay, I say delicately, but it's emotional as well. There's a lot of emotion in this comic book. It is just superb what Jeff has done with Aquaman, with Arthur Curry. Ever since he was brought on to his own story last year, and you know, the first issue, it was pretty much a piss take. The whole, you know, everybody asking, "Oh, you talk to fish," kind of thing, and you say, "Well, no, I don't talk to fish. I just, you know, communicate telepathically with them." So all of that sort of stuff, all the jokes. He's been the butt of many fish jokes, and it stands to reason that so far, anyone you speak to will tell you that Aquaman is the standout series of the new 52 so far. Go and watch the 2 reviews that I've done for Monster 6 and 7 to 12, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And this story goes 6 years ago to before he became Aquaman. His dad is lying in the hospital, pretty much passed away, giving him some last words about his mother. The press are wanting to find out who he is, so he dives away from them. He swims into the ocean, you know, and then he saves he comes across a shark, which is quite interesting. And like I said, the whole telepathic communication with the fish, that kicks off. Whether or not he actually knew he had that power, that's a whole different thing. But I don't think he actually realised he had that power. But then he saves a boat from almost crashing into the rocks, which contains a fisherman and his daughter. The fisherman then speaks to Arthur, tells him about a certain chap by the name of Volko. He let's just say the old man knows about you know, Aquaman in some sense. So Arthur tracks down this Volko, and it just all goes from there. He reveals to Arthur where he's from, who his mother was, what his purpose is, who he actually is. Believes, it even tries to tell Arthur as to who could have been responsible for the death of his mother as well, and goes back to, you know, he then shows him Atlantis, and it is just a beautiful spectacle, is all I'm going to say. But let me just tell you right now, this is just, honestly, I was just reading this and all I could just feel was just epic emotion all throughout. I just thought, what the hell has Jeff done to Arthur? You know, it really is an eye-opener, is all I'm going to say. It really is. So if you haven't got it, get it, read it. Okay, this pretty much opens up the foundations of Aquaman. Damn. Anyway, now Superman Zero. Scott Lobdell. This is your first sort of foray into the Superman universe for us, and he didn't disappoint. We go back to when, you know, Krypton was still alive. Jor-El was beneath the surface. He's examining the planet's core. His calculations and his readings and everything that he's studied has led him to the conclusion that Krypton is actually dying from within. But there's a lot more to it than what he actually sees. He finds some sort of what appears to some kind of life form that has been buried and living in the planet, deep within the planet's core. And you can even see certain levels of green rock are appearing in this section here as well. Not going to show too much because, you know, it's only just come out this week, and I prefer that you guys get them and go and read this for yourself. but as the story goes on, he gets attacked by this sort of, you know, specimen, as I would like to call it, but manages to escape from it, and he wants to, you know, he wants to tell Lara about it, but he can't. It's like, when's the right time? And what is interesting is that the narration that is going on throughout the entire comic is actually by Kal-El himself. But when you get to the end, and as I got to the end, even I was just surprised. You kind of think, how is that even possible? But trust me, even I still don't know. But anyway, we go on, and Lara reveals to Jor-El that she is pregnant, which was very awesome. But then there's a group of well, bandits, as I like to call them, who are after Jor-El, and they know of his plans because well, something tragic happens, and yeah, it pretty much revelation has come out what they're after, and they know what Jor-El is up to. But can I just quickly say one thing? You'll get to a stage in this comic, right, where Lara kicks serious arse. The woman can fight. I'm impressed. I was highly impressed. I just couldn't believe it. I was taken aback by it. But yeah, she kicks serious arse, and then you'll find out how she's able to kick arse. But she can move. For a woman who's just a few weeks pregnant, she can definitely move, I tell you. Highly impressed, so that was awesome. But anyway, we're introduced to the Phantom Zone projector as well, the portable one, that is, anyway. It all does eventually come to a head, as I say, towards the end, when you just ask yourself, how is that possible? But yeah, wow. So thank you very much for that, Scott. I'm looking forward to seeing what you can actually do from issue 13 onwards now. Not issue 13, yeah, issue 13 onwards, because obviously Dan Jurgens is no longer writing for Superman, damn. But I was very, very impressed with that, highly impressed. So, next one up, The Flash Zero. Again, Francis Manapul, you've really pulled this one out of the bag, my dear boy. Pretty much right from the beginning, 5 years ago, Barry Allen's working on the case about the death of his mother, trying to prove his father's innocence, struck by lightning mixed with chemicals. You see his life, this, you know, prior to the accident, you know, everything that when he was younger with his mum, being a spelling bee and all that sort of stuff. Bit of an altercation between his mum and his dad, without him even realising that there was something going on. And by the looks of it, I think there may have been, well, I don't know, looks like a divorce may have been going on between Nora and Henry. So yeah, not very nice. But as I say, you know, as you read through, it gets more and more intense. You can feel the tension between Nora and Henry sort of building. You know, Barry's lying in hospital, and he's thinking back to when his mum was killed, and for whatever reason, he suddenly gets out of the hospital bed and just starts running. And by the time he's actually stopped running, he's in East Africa, and he's like, where the hell am I, and how did I even get here, kind of thing. But what is so much more awesome is, as he's realising the power that he has, he goes through the motions of making his suit, and it's just fantastic. When you read how he's developing his suit, it's just amazing. Really does give you an idea as to what he had to do to allow him to get the suits that he's finally got. So yeah, all the different alterations, all the different versions that he has made, they couldn't work properly because, you know, when he ran too fast, it would just suddenly rip apart from him. So it was something that he had to make that would fuse itself together and allow it to not only, you know, bond with him, but so that when he moved at such a speed that there was no tearing occurring. It's just amazing. But he visits his father in prison again, but it's a yearly ritual. It's, you know, let me just have a look. Who was it? On his mum's anniversary, the death of his mum's anniversary, basically. So that's every year that he visits his dad in prison. Not letting go of the past, and his dad's telling him, you've got to let go of the past, you've got to move forward. And, you know, he obviously, once he becomes a Flash, that's when he then realises that he can't hang on to the past anymore, although he's still going to try and prove his father's innocence. But again, yeah. But it's such an amazing story and such an amazing comic. Very well written, very well drawn. Just the good introduction. And I think for me, this and Aquaman have been quite a standout series as well. Obviously Batman, Batwoman as well, and Batgirl. I mean, I'm still loving Action Comics and Superman as well, but these are some of the ones that have really stood out in the series so far. So again, boom, get yourself it, Flash Zero. So anyway, quickly want to make a special mention for another comic that I bought this week, and it's Phantom Lady and Dollman #2. Now, Justin Gray, Jimmy Palmiotti are the writers, Kat Staggs and Tom Derenick doing the artwork and the colours. And I've just got to say right now, throughout this comic, I could not stop laughing. It is funny. It's just the communication, the chemistry between Phantom Lady and Dollman is just amazing. It is just brilliant. I mean, I got the first issue last month and I loved it, and so I'm going to continue reading it, and I have to tell you, it is just so funny. I mean, I'm going to give you a full rundown of the first 6 issues eventually, but I just wanted just to give this second issue a special mention because it just made me laugh. The dialogue between Dollman and Phantom Lady is just immense, absolutely top notch. I mean, I can't even remember the last time I actually read dialogue like this, and I just couldn't stop laughing at myself. I just thought the guys have really pulled something awesome with this. It's honestly, you guys have got to read it. If you haven't gotten Phantom Lady, this new Phantom Lady, I suggest you get it now, because wow, I think this is definitely going to be a surprise hit of the new 52. It's part of the the new wave, of the third wave, I would imagine anyway, but trust me, get it if you haven't already. But it's not really part of the new 52 as such, it doesn't actually say, but again, like I say, get it if you haven't read it. But awesome stuff, love it. Anyway, that's it from me. Thank you all very much. See you later.